Hey peoples, so I completely forgot that it was going to be Valentine's this weekend and therefore didn't really prepare anything specific for this video. I know it's not technically obligatory of me to make a Valentine's video, but I felt like I should. However, I have been doing lots of concept art for my comic recently, and by concept art I mean doodles, and I've been drawing lots of kisses, and that's kind of leaked through to lots of my regular drawings, resulting in me actually having 2 different speed paints to choose from for this week, but I thought that this one would be best. About a week ago, I saw a video from the very talented Lavender Town, where she got out an old how to draw book from when she was a child and redrew the characters from it with her current style and skill level. I just thought this was a really awesome idea, and I actually had one very specific book that I used to use to teach me to draw, and so I decided to get back out the Funky Things to Draw book. I originally got this when I was about 8 or 10, I think, and so I've had it a while, and it contained a bunch of step-by-step suggestions for how to draw different characters and animals. When I was much younger, I actually drew animals just as much as I drew people, but since this exercise is meant to show some improvement, I think I'll stick to drawing people. My favourite characters to draw from this always used to be the mermaid, who will hopefully appear on screen now, and the dryad character. There were a few others I did obviously, but these were the main 2, and so I figured I would try to redraw them. Not only did I want to show a change in skill, but I figured this piece should also represent a change in my art style and me as a person, because of this I specifically chose to make these 2 a couple. Also Valentine's Day, which I totally knew about when I made this video. One reason was because I tend to draw characters interacting more often than not these days, and also because back when I was 10 or so, I didn't really even know that lesbians existed, and I swear everything I draw these days is just a little bit gay, so I figured I should make it at least a little bit. I've also been more exposed to the internet since back then, which some might say is a good thing, some might say is a bad thing, but what it does mean is that I've consumed a much wider variety of media since then, and so I no longer draw exclusively white people. For this reason, and an excellent argument I once saw about why mermaids would in fact have dark skin if they existed, which isn't relevant, but is sort of relevant, I decided that I wanted to make sure that my mermaid character had a clearly different ethnicity to her girlfriend, and also I just think it complements the colour palette much better. I find that if I do only ever draw white characters, my colour palette's not as interesting, and so interest and intrigue and words. The final thing that I think I did very differently with this drawing was adding a background. I said back in early January that I wanted to focus more on learning to draw competent backgrounds, and so to try to keep that resolution, I've put a background in here. Plus, I'm not sure it would really make sense without a background, because otherwise I would just have a mermaid floating in space, which a bit weird, but that's why I put a background in, and I think it works. I was almost done with this piece when I realised it was still looking kind of flat. Luckily, I remembered how far I've managed to come with lighting effects recently, and figured that if I just put some cute fireflies in, that might make it look really good and make it pop a bit or something. Not that I've ever seen a firefly in real life, but little glowing blobs are close enough, right? Anyway, I know that was quite a short voiceover, I'm not sure what else to really say here, but I do hope you enjoyed this video. Obviously keep watching to the end. Leave a like if you have time, if you enjoyed it, and if you have extra time, maybe possibly go visit my Redbubble. You don't have to buy anything at all, but if you could just like some of your favourite pieces on there, it would massively help me out, and that'd be so cool of you. With all that said, have a good day, good week, and I will see you next week. Bye.